Before this video begins, I want to clarify that this is just a constructive criticism of the upcoming changes and the path Midnight Horrors is taking. It is not to hate or bash anyone for the changes made, merely to disagree with them, and nor do I think this video is going to change anything. I would also like to clarify some of the points made in this video are based off of planned changes, ones that are in discussion, rather than confirmed ones, and does, in fact, aim to get them reconsidered and scrapped. So, you've read the title, and I think from that it's quite obvious that the main talking point for this video is why I believe Midnight Horrors is becoming too serious, and rather a killer showcase game rather than a killer survival game. For this video, I have 4, maybe 5 arguments, counting my final thoughts and notes that support my claim. I'll begin by talking about the first change, or, well, planned change, stun cooldowns. The stun cooldown is a planned change that makes it so whenever a killer is stunned, be it with any item like Pipe Bomb, Executioner's Gear, Fabergé Egg, they cannot be stunned for another 5 seconds. I believe this is a bad change for multiple reasons. First off, I don't understand why this is being added now, out of all times. It claims to make the game more fun and thrilling due to the fact that the killer will be able to chase you more. MH has never been a balanced, nor exactly fun, most of the time, game in the first place. The entire reason why people like to bully the underpowered killers is because it gives them something to do for a short time. Otherwise, they sit in a corner on a giant map for 10 minutes, so 90% of the spawn killers can't even reach them. For my second talking point, and if they do, well, relocate. This change simply incentivizes using relocate traps even more. With the item pack addition, nearly every full server has like 15 relocate trap users that all sit in the same corner and immediately use blue relic and relocate the killer whenever it gets near, sending them back to the killer spawn. And the thing is, there's no cooldown for killers to get relocated. It's a perpetual cycle that is going to happen if this change happens, and it discourages people from using the stun items they literally earned throughout the years. Even with this change, let's be honest, the killers aren't going to be able to get any more kills than they already do in the first place. Let's take, I don't know, Chad and the Rake for example. Do you really think a 5-second stun cooldown is going to make the game more fun? The killers that people want to bully are purposefully weak, so they have the slim to zero chance of dying in the first place. If you want my suggestion, just remove the kills you see getting bullied the most. The item limit feature is a proposed feature that plans to limit the amount of items you can have equipped at one time in a round to 5. I don't see how this is a good idea at all. It's going to make the game infinitely more boring and less engaging. And if combined with the aforementioned stun cooldown feature, it is going to be a recipe for disaster. Nobody is going to use stun items if this gets added, and this sentiment is going to be amplified if stun cooldown gets added. I can imagine every player's loadout being the exact same. Killer Ignore, Speed, Teleport, and Heals, probably. What's the point of buying extra stuff in the shop or item packs if you're buying it for literally only one item? Players earn those items, and they should be able to use them, not have limited access. If you really still want to add this, then here's my suggestion. Display the killer for next round somewhere at the top next to the intermission timer or below it, something like that, so people can use their items more effectively. For example, if it was a badge killer, someone might be able to help others out by equipping guitar to double time it instead of going with their usual metal loadout. The Killer Ignore While Dead feature, as the name implies, will no longer make the killer go after people who have died in a round, twice with top care, by giving them Killer Ignore, obviously. I also do not see how this is going to make the game more engaging at all. It literally makes the game less engaging. Sure, for those people who are alive, maybe, you might get chased a little bit more. But for the people that die, maybe the people who can't afford item packs and have to rely on shop items, Alt plus Tab, my friends. It doesn't help that for some reason, it's also planned to disable tools when you're dead too for some reason, so you can't interfere with the game. Like, seriously, interfere by summoning stuff to help other people is where the line is drawn. My suggestion for this is just don't do this at all. I don't think there's any saving this one, to be honest. I had this point last second, but it's going to make rounds like Bloodbath and Onslaught flat out impossible. Most of the reason why people are able to survive Onslaught and Bloodbath is from people respawning, running around, and summoning stuff to help the surviving players. Okay, probably the most controversial thing I'm going to be talking about here. Why isn't this being saved for DH? The new Leaderboard Spectate feature looked great, among many other quality of life updates for the game, but I simply do not understand why this is being put inside of Midnight Horrors instead of being saved for Darkest Hours. Wasn't the Spectate feature literally planned to be added into DH? I'm going to assume that the statement, MH is in no way related to DH, that entails none of the code or assets being carried over, which means they're going to have to develop an entirely new system for it, which makes no sense to me. Man of Horse has always been a goofy and unserious game, which is why I don't understand all the changes being pushed for it in one update. It feels like it was given to an entirely different team of developers, to be honest. I can't have this video end being entirely negative, so here are some things that I actually think are making the game better. For one, reaching out to new scripters and getting them to help with killers is really awesome. They're all super talented and have brought a bunch of cool killers to this table this update, like Roaring Knight, The Laugh, and Vantablack, along with the custom soundtracks Dorado has composed for some of them. It's honestly really awesome to see the community come together like that. A couple people who I know worked hard on this update are JNP, Pumpki, Redu, Apex, Leveltuz, Dorado, Ski, and Catexity. Massive shoutouts for all their contributions, and sorry if I butchered any of you guys' names. Additionally, the tool revamps and core changes I am very happy with. These are the changes to player anims and items like Yokeser Plant and Bat. The player animations are great, and the tool changes are clean too, my favorite being the Yokeser Plant. I mean, come on, how could you not want the Yoke to drive around and randomly do backflips? If you watched this entire video, I want to thank you for listening to my rant/rambling, whatever this video is. I hope this changed some of the developers' minds. I get it's hard to make balancing changes when you don't play the game yourself, but just be mindful of community reception. If the community already reacts negatively to the idea, maybe it's best not to even test it out. Thanks for watching, have a nice rest of your day.